my angels, it's Hailey Reese and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so grateful that you are here and I do hope that you are having an absolutely fantastic morning, afternoon, or night, whatever it is for you when this video finally reaches you. Welcome back, guys, to day 2 of our 31 days of Halloween here on my channel. For those of you who may be new or are just unfamiliar with 31 days of Halloween, it's a series here on my channel that I started a couple of years ago where I upload every single day for the month of October. So from now until Halloween, there will be a new video every single day here on my channel, which leads me into my very, very quick disclaimer. If you do enjoy my content and you want to spend more time with me here on my channel and make sure that you don't miss any of my upcoming content, make sure that you are subscribed down below and that your post notifications are turned on. And if you do enjoy today's video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up and a comment down below, as it really helps me to know what videos you guys are enjoying here so I can therefore make more of them for you. Today's video is one that I am absolutely so excited to dive into. This one is chilling, you guys. It's one of those videos that you're gonna leave questioning absolutely everything. In today's video, we are going to dive into 3 glitch in the matrix or overlapping of timelines, whatever the case may be, encounters that will prove to many that this world as we know it is not real the way we know it to be. I have always found experiences with a glitch in the matrix or parallel universes or overlappings of timelines, premonitions, all of that super, super fascinating. And diving into the experiences that people have had has really fascinated me from the beginning as well. But it seems as though in recent years, more and more people are having these experiences and these glitches in their day-to-day lives, that it's starting to become less and less of an urban legend to people and more realistic, to say the least. Now, normally here on my channel, when we dive into experiences and cases of this nature, we've dove into what could be happening on a deeper, more spiritual, supernatural level. But today I thought it'd be interesting to dive into these 3 experiences and see what you guys think. Leave all the theories off the table until we dive a little bit deeper in some upcoming videos. And I want to hear from you guys. What do you think is happening here? Because I have all of my own theories as to why I think these experiences are becoming more and more frequent and why so many people are having these glitches in the matrix, these overlappings of timelines, these run-ins with various versions of themselves. But I want to hear from you guys first. Recently, as I just said, I've been down this rabbit hole and I wound up down this wormhole. There are so many people who believe that their experience is much more than a strange coincidence, than them simply losing their minds and just something that can be explained away. These people believe that these experiences are proof that the world we live in is not real. That's the rabbit hole that I dove down. So I'm going to share with you guys 3 experiences, and I'm curious to know what you think. But if this subject does fascinate you, make sure to keep your eyes peeled for my upcoming videos because we are taking a much deeper dive into this. Now let's get into these experiences. This first experience is called "The Days Aren't Real." What does it mean when time and reality get stuck on a loop and you are trapped inside of a day that will never end? It sounds completely and utterly impossible. I would have thought anyone who claimed it was possible to get quite literally stuck in a day was absolutely nutty and needed to be locked up for life. But believing that now would mean believing I deserve to be locked away. And I'm just a normal guy from a normal town with nothing significant about me. Nothing special or out of the ordinary happens to people like me. My life purpose isn't some big calling. I work a janitor job to make ends meet and haven't been in a serious relationship in the last decade. My job and my life are far from anything exciting. My days far from anything out of the ordinary. So I'm sure you can imagine that I felt like I'd woken up in the latest revamp of Punk'd when I got to work on what should have been a Tuesday morning to learn it was in fact Monday. I felt like everyone was messing with me at first. It started with people asking about my weekend, which was pretty damn weird considering I had just had these conversations the day before. It wasn't until I got home that night and turned on the TV that it really sunk in. I was now watching the Monday news. I was honestly super confused, but thought that my lack of sleep had mixed my days up. The Monday I had wasn't anything like the one I'd had the day before. It was a whole new day, even down to the news I'd watched on the Monday night. Specifically, though, there was graffiti on the wall of the building I worked at to be cleaned, and my mother's cat had gotten sick. Neither had happened on my Monday the day before either, so I convinced myself I must have dreamt a whole made-up Monday, and I fell asleep. The next morning when I woke up, I got in the car to go to work. When I heard the radio talking some nonsense about Good Monday Morning, I reached for my phone and looked at the date, and sure enough, it was Monday once again. This time I knew it had to be a Tuesday. So I got to work, and just like the day before, there was graffiti needing to be cleaned on the building. Exactly the same graffiti that I was sure I had cleaned the day before. I'm sure I must have looked like I'd seen a ghost. All day I watched as my day played out the exact same as it had before. The graffiti on the wall, my mother calling to say her cat hadn't been well, the news repeating the Monday's events from the day prior. I was watching it all again, as if my Monday was re-unfolding. The following day, I woke up and felt sick as I grabbed my phone to check the date. I'm not even kidding when I say it was Monday morning again. I almost called in sick and went to the damn psych ward. I can't even tell you how nuts I felt. I got to work, graffiti there again, same one I had cleaned. I went about my day as every event unfolded without a hitch. You'd have thought I was powerful by how I could predict every little thing coming. I got home and my mother called again. Sure enough, her cat was sick. I started to actually cry into the phone as if I wasn't a man, but a baby after all. And I proceeded to tell my mom that I already knew everything. I told her everything she hadn't told me that was wrong with her cat, down to him throwing up and shaking in the corner. She couldn't speak. She was stunned. She told me that I was scaring her and it seemed like I needed some rest. I could tell that I'd really freaked her out, and she had no clue how I could know what she was calling to let me know about. I went to sleep that night actually crying for my life back. I had never cried so much in my life as I did in those few days. This sounds like someone with serious mental problems. I know, but I can't even tell you how insane I felt in my own head. I woke up the next day ready to see the nightmare I'd been living all over again. Except this time, it was actually Tuesday. Now I really felt crazy. I felt like I must have dreamt it all. And when my Tuesday came and nothing I had experienced for those days had happened, I felt like I had made it all up. That day, there was no graffiti at work, no talk of the weekend. It was a normal Tuesday, as if it had followed my initial Monday. My mom would call me that night, though, and my blood would turn ice cold. But she just wanted to tell me about her new water aerobics. The cat was fine. So I'm sure you think it was all some dream, right? Some made up, messed up dream about a never-ending Monday. I thought so. It actually became funny. For months, I thought so anyway. Until one Monday morning, I got to work and there was that same graffiti. The same talk of the weekend. The same 5 o'clock news would come. And the call from my mother. Her cat was sick. I wanted to cry and scream, and everything in me felt wrong. Except when I woke up the next day, ready to live it all again, it was Tuesday. And the cat was still sick. And the graffiti was still freshly painted over. And the news was still the same as it had been the day before, only now it was Tuesdays. It had been a real Monday the day before, but it had been the one that I'd already lived. The day was real after all. It just hadn't happened yet. So my question here is, what the hell did happen? Am I nuts? Did I predict it? Or did I just prove that this world is a damn simulation? I'd love to know your guess, though it won't make me feel much better. Now, this one blows my mind because it seems as though it could be a couple of different things. And while I did say at the beginning that I wouldn't get into why I think these things are happening, I meant more so the bigger picture of it all and why I think so many people are experiencing this. But in this particular experience, there's a couple of things that went through my head. First of all, a premonition, obviously. Had they had a premonition of this Monday that would later happen? But then my mind started thinking, why did they keep reliving it like a loop, only for it to be later and nothing to be changed? What was the purpose of them experiencing it? But then I wonder if perhaps they jumped to an alternate parallel universe or reality where that day was happening, had already happened, would happen, and it really was just some sort of a glitch in the matrix. What do you guys think? Let me know. The second experience is titled Diner from Their Dimension. The Loop? ? Not sure what exactly to call this, but maybe someone can tell me. I was driving to New York for a girls' shopping spree with my sister and niece. We'd been driving up this one side of the road for quite some time when I had to use the bathroom. I saw a sign for a local diner at the next exit and decided to stop. I had noticed there was a gas station too, and knew my sister was ready for a drink and some snacks. I asked my sister and my sleeping niece if anyone needed to use the restroom, and neither did. The diner was in a parking lot next to what seemed like a pretty busy gas station, so I parked between the gas station and the diner. That way my sister could grab a drink and her snack while I went to the bathroom. I ran into the diner and immediately remembered thinking how lively and wonderful it was. It felt retro, but cozy and full of energy. Everyone was going about their business as I shuffled into the back bathroom. I used the bathroom and went to wash my hands when I felt as though I was being watched. As I looked up, I saw what looked to be a kind woman staring at me, smiling in the mirror from the sink next to me. She looked at me and told me it was nice to see a new face in the loop. I wasn't sure what that meant, but told her I was passing through and I'd have to come back and try it the next time I was there. As I was walking out, I made a note in my phone of the name of the diner and the exit we'd taken, vowing to return. A few months later, I was talking with my sister about our trip and the diner came up. I told her all about it and how cute it was, how I wished we hadn't just eaten not too far back because we'd have ate there. She told me she didn't remember seeing anything that cute or that nice out there and that surely she'd have remembered, which was weird to me because though my niece had been napping, my sister was definitely awake. I decided to search up the diner to refresh her memory, and turned out the diner had been shut down for the past 20 years. I was sure that couldn't be right. My sister assured me I must have the wrong diner, but I showed her the notes in my phone with the exact exit and the exact name. My sister pulled up photos, and sure enough, there was the gas station we were at, on the exit we had taken. Next to it, in a parking lot, was a run-down, empty building, claiming once to have been the diner. I thought it must be the wrong one until I saw a photo of it from its prime, and it was the exact place I had been to. The place was one of one too. It wasn't a franchise. I've never understood how I know I was in there. People were in there. I spoke to the woman. But that is simply never possible. Simply put, I repeat, I searched everything. It is impossible. Where did I go that day? I had used the bathroom. This place has been abandoned for 20 years. How do you just use an abandoned bathroom? And what is the loop the girl was talking about? Somebody here has to know. You guys, I can't even tell you how many experiences there are. Search them up yourself. It is mind-blowing. The amount of people who have been to places that just simply don't exist anymore, don't exist in that way anymore, never existed, were never there, but people have these vivid memories of visiting them. So is this a glitch in the matrix? Is it a glitch in time, some sort of interdimensional time travel? Like, I remember reading there was one couple who'd went to this restaurant. They were so excited, went to rave about it with their friends who were also another couple, went to go on a double date, and it just never existed. Not even like closed down, like never existed. And they both shared the memory. So I'm curious to know what you guys think, because this experience is not a needle in a haystack. This is happening a lot to people. So my question is, why? What do you think? And the final story is, who was Timothy? I am writing this as I'm going insane. Absolutely insane. That's really all I can think about, honestly. I am going insane. I used to have this friend back in elementary school, right? His name was Timothy. We did basically everything in our group of friends together until he moved away to Australia. I remember thinking it was so random too for him to go there of all places with his family. But basically, our friend group went from 5 of us guys to just 4, and things never felt quite the same without him. We'd often talk about him in the coming years and check up on him from time to time. The guys and I would talk about Tim as the years would go on, and we kept up with him on socials too. But this is the thing I need people to understand, okay? Timothy wasn't just some random childhood friend only I'd had that I had forgotten. I remember distinctive memories where I was looking at pics on IG with the guys and talking about how different things were for him where he was away and how different things would be if he was here in college with us. I went to the bar with my girlfriend, and on my way out the door, I couldn't believe it when I saw Timothy walking in. Both of us got so excited, and we talked nonstop for what felt like forever standing there. He told me about his adventures and how amazing Australia was, the whole thing. I mean, it was quick, but again, felt like forever. We covered pretty much all you can in the outside of a bar. As I went to leave, I told him I'd message him soon. And as I left, I texted the boys saying they wouldn't believe who I ran into. They all guessed, but nobody guessed Timothy, which wasn't weird to me because who'd have thought he'd be back from Australia. The next day at the gym, I told the guys about it, and nobody remembered who Timothy was. Not one of them. I thought they were messing with me at first, but then I realized that they were getting annoyed and were genuinely confused by my made-up friend. I thought they were lying to me so much that I had them all go home and pull up our group photos from elementary school, none of which Timothy were in. But we had just talked about him. Again, this wasn't just my friend. He was all of ours. It had went from the 5 of us to the 4 of us. We had just talked about him. And now, after seeing him, it was like Timothy didn't exist. I asked my girlfriend if she'd have seen me with Timothy and if he'd had introduced himself to her, to which she claimed she saw me talking to a friend outside the bar, but that she had never caught his name or where he'd come from, and that she definitely didn't hear an Australian accent. I knew the accent wasn't strange because he hadn't been from Australia, had only been living there. It is as if Timothy just never existed. How was that even possible? I know for a fact he's real. Hell, I just spoke with him last night, but nobody in my life remembers him. And there is no trail of him on social media, in any photos, or at all. Who the hell is Timothy, and why am I the only one who remembers him? Again, this is not my first glitch in the matrix experience or overlapping of timelines where people remember people, places, and things that seemingly never happened, never existed, or weren't as they were in the memory. It was completely different. So I'm curious again to know what you guys think of this experience and what you think is going on here. These are just 3 experiences that make many believe our world as we know it is not real. Now, I did say I wasn't going to get into too many of my own theories, but I will say I believe we are spiritual beings having an earthly experience. And I do believe that the world as we know it is not as we know it to be. It's one of those things in this earthly experience, this human experience, where it's like the more we think we know, the less we know at all. That's what I'm learning. The older I get and the wiser I get, the more I realize that I'm no wiser at all. I have so many more questions the older I get, but I do know that there is so much that we don't understand. And as we're evolving and as people are awakening and our spiritual egos are dropping, so many more people are having these experiences now and aren't so closed off to it. So it's very interesting nonetheless. What do you guys think of these 3 glitch in the matrix experiences? Do they make you believe that our world is not real? I mean, like, what exactly do we believe is real in our world anyways, besides what we can see, what we can touch? Like, I understand it to that capacity, but so much of our existence, even what is comprehensible for us, if you really sit back and think about it, it's mind-blowing. And the fact that we limit ourselves as to what we believe is possible is also mind-blowing. We are existing on a floating planet in the middle of an infinite galaxy, held down by gravity. I don't know. I am just so beyond curious to know down below from you guys. What do you think of all of this? And do you want a part 2 to today's video? Let me know. Well, you guys, that is it for today's Glitch in the Matrix video. I do hope that you guys enjoyed it. I absolutely love these types of videos. I love researching this kind of stuff. I love making my brain twist, turn, and bend in the strangest of ways, trying to comprehend these things. And while I know I will never fully comprehend it, trust me, my list of things that I'm inquiring about when my time is up is endless. There are so many things I want to know the answers to when I die. But I have fun nonetheless here on Earth, despite knowing that I will never completely understand it all. So I hope that you guys enjoyed it and we can continue this as a series. If you guys are new to my channel or you are just not yet subscribed but you enjoy my content, I would love it if you would go ahead and click the subscribe button, and please give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Again, really helps my channel and helps me to know what videos you are enjoying so I can make more content for you. It's a win-win. Remember, my loves, do all things with kindness, and until tomorrow's video, please do not forget how much I truly, wholeheartedly love you. Bye, guys.